What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the media guy Doug here with Punisher's Paintball. I figured it might be kind of wise to bring you guys some little cleaning and maintenance videos of very common things that tend to get paint in them. I know just last weekend I had some busted paint in my loader, and while we do have the wonderful squirrel sack videos out there to teach you how to clean the actual paint that isn't broken, you do still need to clean out the equipment that it might have broken inside, like this or your pot or anything like that. So I'm going to start kind of a little theme here of taking hoppers as we get them and as we get some used items that need to be cleaned and just cleaning them for you, showing you kind of how I would do it at home. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click like. Use the link in the description when you're done watching to purchase anything that you do see in this video that you'd like to pick up, and we'll catch you after the intro.
I'm so free.
Alright, so the Spire IR2. Now I will add that this does have an aftermarket rain lid on it. Well, not even rain lid, really speed feed. It's the HK Army Evo. I really do like this speed feed, and cleaning it will function largely the same as any of the Crowns or the Bunker Kings or anything like that. So that should relatively be a wash. But what you're going to need, if it's really bad, you will want to wet part of your rag, but you're going to want some kind of microfiber rag. And then I like to have a squeegee, and I'll show you why. Just a nice little polished end of it. Don't need too much, but as we're getting into this first, just check out the outside of your shell. If it's really mucked up, you just take this, get it all wiped down. There's going to be some cracks and crevices. You're going to want to really get underneath as well. I've actually been pulled on a penalty before for an old hit that was under my loader that didn't get wiped off in the pit from the previous point. So definitely make sure you're getting underneath there and getting that all cleaned out. You're welcome to also take the corner of it, put it in the feed neck here, give it a little 360, get that all cleaned out, but we'll get to some more of that later when we use the squeegee as well. But just again, the outside, do actually take a second to clean that off, because even though looks may not matter to everybody, you don't want busted paint and old paint all over your loader. It can turn into some penalties and some not fun times for your team as you're playing. Now, as far as the speed feed here, I'll take off the top shell real quick just to get some weight out of our hands. I'll put this over to the side for a second. As far as the speed feed goes, you open it up here. You can see pretty clearly if there's going to be any paint. Luckily, whoever gave this to us did a very nice job cleaning this before he did do his trade-in. But you just take it over the top, kind of put like in between, one over, one below, just make a little, almost a puppet with this thing. Get in there, just get, even if there's no visible paint on it, there is a lot of grease involved with paint. Like some of it's like almost kind of lubricated, if you will. It's oily, so just good to wipe it all down. Then take the inside of your shell, wipe that down as well, because again, even if there's no visible broken paint, there will be some oil left over from the paint, and you don't want that to grease up your new paint that you put in next week at practice, and then you start getting squirrely shots for no reason. You will have sometimes as well, you'll have to kind of pull one of the teeth down and look in the hinge here. I am anal enough that I actually like to get in there and clean that as well. I feel like I could do like an ASMR series on just like cleaning paintball gear with you guys and hanging out and talking. But anyway, so yeah, I just get in there and I clean all the little hinges as well. Plus, I mean, with the nice kind of metal ones like this, it keeps it from rusting, keeps your springs all nice and springy so you can not lose all your paint when you dive, even though none of you know how to dive. Anyway, so I'll put this lid back on. That should be good to go for now. This looks good. So again, you wipe down the inside, whatever, cool, set her there. Now, this guy, your tray. First, remember, pull down tab, let's pull out the tray. We will get to this in a second. So the bottom shell of your loader, same deal. Try to get in every little crevice that you can. Wipe through it with the dry part of your towel. If you want to do dry to get rid of the paint and oil, wet just to get it wet and get up a little bit more, and then dry again, totally good idea. I do that from time to time as well, especially before an event. I'll give everything a good wet wipe down, or sometimes use a Clorox wipe or something, and then I can let it, if you have the time to let it set out overnight, you can let it air dry. If not, no big deal. You can just dry it with a towel. By the time you get to the field, it'll be completely fine. So again, here, this little opening, if you really want to super duper do it, take your squeegee, push it on through, give it a couple twists, pull it on out. Should be good to go, nice and pretty. There you go, there's your shell. Also, a side idea that I've never done, but one of my old teammates on Ohio State had suggested, you take the top shell and the bottom shell, since there's no electronics in them, and put them in the dishwasher. Go for it. If you want that shit squeaky clean, no grease whatsoever, by all means, be my guest, please go for it. So here you go, there is a little bit of paint here on the bottom tray. I'll get that all wiped off. There you go, all nice and gone. So again, same thing, you're gonna wanna wipe it down if there's any paint, and even if there's not, still wipe it anyway to degrease it. So now the thing with the Spire IR2, okay, this is not gonna come off without a tool. You can go ahead and take the time, find the right, screw or whatever. This looks like this is going to be some kind of Allen, I think. It's too dark in here, I can't even see. But you don't really need to take the time to do that, because it will rotate even if it's off. So what I'll do is I'll just take a nice clean corner of my rag, I'll start here by the mouth of the raceway that actually gets into feeding the marker. Take like a finger and just kind of trace around and manually turn it a couple times, because then you're really wiping through that actual raceway, the cup if you will, where all the paint is going to go, and you can just get that all taken care of. And then for this kind of the part where you can't see the tunnel if you will, that for me is where the squeegee comes into play. I'll jam that up in there a little bit. You'll feel it separate a little bit with the plastic. It's okay if it does. Jam it from this side. And then something else that I do is I will actually take the corner of my towel and get it real twisted up and skinny, and I will just kind of feed it in there as far as I can. Most times I can get it to come out the other side if I get it skinny enough, and then you don't pull the whole thing through. Do not try to do that. But if you can get a little back and forth pulling action, then that will kind of help clean. Yeah, see, I can feel it already coming through. So you might be able to see I've got the other end of it. So just kind of pull on it a little bit, get some back and forth going just to get everything out of there, and then pull it out. That should really take care of most of anything that's in there. Do not get this wet, especially if your batteries are here. Really try to avoid getting any of this wet. If you want to go further and actually undo the screws, take the whole thing apart, by all means be my guest. I wouldn't be doing that for just regular maintenance. Like, you'd have to really mess this up to make me want to do that. And definitely take a second too to get under your ramp that you absolutely should have in this loader. It does not come stock, but if you need them, we do offer them. And if you haven't bought this loader yet, period, we do, I believe, at times offer a deal, a bundle, to get a speed feed and a speed ramp for inside this loader. Very much recommend it, because you don't want to be having to tip your loader up like this as you're getting to the end of your loader, like the end of the paint that's in there, and then potentially miss a shot. So there you go. That is how to actually wipe down and clean everything within this Spire IR2 loader. I'll just put it back together for you here. Front of the tray, back of the tray, click, all together, not going anywhere. Still turns on and works just fine. Take the front of the nose cone here and then click it back on. Once again, not going anywhere, just fine. So there you go. Hope this was helpful, guys. If you guys have any other questions or other loaders or other items that you'd like us to try to clean here on camera, absolutely leave something in the comments for me. Remember, make sure you subscribe, and then when you're done watching this, use the link in the description to purchase anything you see in this video. Thanks for watching.
I'm so free.